We're going to see now Beis Hashem Maseches Horayoth, Daf Ches Amud Aleph. We're starting by Oisoi. Oisoi, it says Oisoi, Miyet Karbonai Lemitzvas Yechidas. This comes to, it says like, a pasuk like this. Vayikra 4:5. It is when talking about Kohen Mashiach. So what does it mean, Oisoi? Oisoi comes here to make an exclusionary clause to exclude his offering for the violation of the special commandment. It means here idolatry. That he does not do this, what it says here in Parshas Vayikra, when it comes to idolatry. Gemara is asking, Ma kirabanon? The Rabbanon Omer Mashiach b'helam dover, Ram kirebi. It's pshita. It's a whole different story, because we see that according to Rabbi Yaakov Mashiach, when it comes to idolatry, it's shigigas maisa. It's not helam dover and shigigas maisa. Omer Avuna, afal the Rabbi Nitzrach Toima hoil vehu be chorus. You can't done with lefnaim lefnim, and from can't so maybe ois mit kabana mit zechidish le can't done with lefnim. We might say that since he is chorus, so of Zara is similar to everything else, or maybe even though it's not similar in this respect that you need helam dover shigas maisa, but it's similar in the respect that it's chorus. So I might think that you should bring the blood lefnaim lefnim. Kamash malon, that no, the iras ism that a Kohen Mashiach brings by Avodah Zarah do not enter the blood of that lefnaim lefnim. You just sprinkle it on the mizbach hapnimi, on the altar from the heichel. Mishnah 5, halacha 5. Ein chayaven ala sei v'lo yisayis sheba mikdash. Beis Din does not bring a korban if they made a false ruling regarding asay v'lo yisayis, the positive and the negative commandment of the temple. It's a very fancy way of saying that if they said an erroneous ruling concerning entering the temple with tumah, this type of ruling does not require a korban of helam dover shel tzibur. Another din ve'em evin asham talu alay says. If an individual person went in the Beis HaMikdash and he was not sure if he was tamei, usually by aveira, if you're not sure if you ate chaylev, then you bring a korban asham talu, a hanging asham. But here, by this aveira of going to a Samigdash Batuma, you do not bring a Asham Tol. So it's making a contrast. When it comes to Niddah, it's also a Seiv Eloisaisa. We'll see the Gemara soon. But in here also, it's interesting, also a type of thinking. You're entering a woman. So it's called entering. But here we say, in contrast, since it's a regular Chayv Krisis, it's a typical Chayiv chorus. So what is the din? We do tell the person you have to bring a korban if you're not sure if you are boil a niddah. And the same thing if Beis Din ruled something in error regarding the din of niddah, Beis Din brings a korban. The ezi mitzvah seisha b'niddah, proish min niddah. So it has also like a kind of a saying, the positive commandment concerning a menstruating woman, to keep separate from a menstruating woman. And what is the negative commandment? Not to have sexual relations with a menstruating woman. What is the reason? Kahana Omar, why don't you bring an Asham Talu on Tumah? You don't have a Yediyah Betchila. Yediyah Vados, Yediyah Besoif, Vehelm Ben time. The main thing is Yediyah Betchila, Yediyah Besoif. You need to have by the din of Tumas Mikdash Kadosha requires a special thing. It's called Yediyah Batchila Basoif V'Helen Ben Time. But here, there's no Yediyah. There's no Yediyah Basoif. There's no Yediyah Batchila Basoif V'Helen Ben Time. Person that does not know if he became Tomei. Asham Toli means he does not know if he did Havera. So how can it be a Asham Toli? The whole essence of Tumas Mikdash Kadoshav is Yediyah, Batchila, Basoif. There's no Yediyah. So this is a very good answer regarding Asham Toli. But we say another halacha, that Beis Din that made a false ruling in this area of Tumas Mikdash, the Kadashav does not bring a par helam. Why not? It's an interesting language. I'm trying to help you out here. You are trying to ask me questions. Like saying, why you bombarding me? It's Michael Doin or Shua Yitzchak mitzvahs. Ma mitzvahs ne'em alhana bekavua afakam bekavua. It says mitzvah is b'Hashem Talui, and it says mitzvah is by now we're trying to answer the Beis Din. It says mitzvah is by par helam dover tzibur. A mitzvah is by kvua. So we see from this that the din of par helam dover only is when they err in a thing that's kvua. That's not a kvua. We don't have this halacha. Why does the Mishnah doesn't say something else? All that says, if they said a ruling that's negate to a wrong ruling for Yechilas Matzah or Sukkah or Maika, something that's similar to something else. She wants to compare these two things. She wants to compare the Tumas Mikdash Kadashav to Niddah. How do these two things compare? If he became Tomei inside Azara, that's the Mishnah Masechta Shavuos. If he comes out the short way, he's Potter. Then only if he does Aruka or does Shehiyah, then he's in trouble. So these two things have a similarity, that if it happened while they were inside, then they have a way out if they do it in the fastest way possible. For example, they walks out the shortcut, or he comes out by Meshamash and Matahira. So what is the shortcut? Yitzan. He waits till he cools off. Doesn't go out right away, because the Gemara says that's the same pleasure like going in. So that he has to wait. Yitzan. What is the positive commandment concerning menstruating woman. Hizartem es bnei Yisrael mitam osam. B'yonis shalach shalach b'shim b'yosi b'alakinya azorim shamash b'niddah b'nayim. A boy kippah mizruk b'ashrei. He wants to throw a stone on him. a heap of stones. He said something that every child can tell you in school and any day in the year, in a week, is what you're asking? You're asking me? Every day they say it in their shul, in their congregation. You ask me? It's an open pasuk. Should not approach a woman to uncover her nakedness while she is in her menstrual uncleanness. So he said, no, I didn't mean ask. I didn't mean that. This I didn't need. If we say the Mishnah that if a person is having a relationship with a tahira, with a clean woman, and then she says, I became tamei. What is if he came out right away? He didn't wait. So we know it's wrong. The Mishnah says that you shouldn't do it. That's called mitzvahs loisaisa shebeniddah. Mitzvah say, mitzvahs loisaisa. So the Mishnah says on this right here, Ezi but we said this is like a boloi barucha, but it doesn't say exactly what's the halacha. Where do you know that you have a carbon? That's really a good question. They went out and the shaman called it Tanya Tana Kedu Cheskim Shochish is only Elam Shamash Matmei Chaib. No Shamash Treva Matmei Patient Anta Malayim Tain Dasa Flip Pirusha Alena Dasa. Yetine Dasa. You should stay with her while she's a Niddah. Means in such a case where she became Tomei while you were inside, then you have to stay there, remain there till it dies out. So that's where you see in this pasuk that that's your obligation to do in such a case. Etini dasa. Omar b'yosi koyrani olav al tikrav al tifroish. The word tikrav could also mean do not separate. Kireva can mean separation. Where do we know that? Kirav alei al tigabi means separate yourself from me. Don't touch me. Because I'll make you unclean. So we see that the verse of Al Tikrav can be interpreted also as do not separate yourself from me. Ma Yaisa Yutzan. You had this already before. To wait till you're Lo Yutzan. Okay, so let's see what is the translation of Yutzan. Oh, so he says, someone says, and her impurity is on him, and even if he separates from her uncleanness is on him. What should he do? Abayishi said, let him not withdraw himself until he grows limp. If he does not grow limp, said Rabbi Yossi, what does he do? Rabbi Zeira says, let him regard his sword as if it's cutting into his flesh and his whole body with it, and it will cool off. Another Eitzer of the Chume b'Shem V'Huna Yitoyach Oshetz B'Oyse B'Koisel Yehei Mutzen. Let him put his fingers in the wall and it will cool off. Ksiv V'Teisha V'Eisen Kashtoi. It says in the Torah concerning Joseph before Potiphar's wife, yet his bow remained unmoved. Shmuel bar Nachman said the bow became tense and he turned limp. That's what it means. His salmon became diffused and spit forth from his fingernails. Tole Einoi Roy Kunish Yaakov Miyad Hitzen. His arms were made agile by a Faizu Zora Yodov. So what does it mean? His arms were made fragile. In the name of Matanya, he closed his eyes and saw the visage of Jacob, our father. Forthwith he cooled off. Where did you know from this? From Faizu Zora Yodov. It doesn't say from where you know it. Midei Avir Yaakov. Oh, so this should be before this. Midei Avir Yaakov. I think this Midei Avir Yaakov should be before that. He's saying Midei Avir Yaakov Tola'in Avroi Kun Shel Aviv. Again, Ksivateish Beis Kashtoi. Nim Trakash V'Chazra. Oh, I see. This is also supposed to be here. Vayfoiz Israel Yadav. Everything here is written in the wrong order, I guess. This Vayfoiz Israel Yadav comes here. Vayfoiz Israel Yadav. It means Spaz Zara of Yitzhak Yadav. Now it goes to the next drasha. Now we go to Midei Avir Yaakov. We know from that, Midei Avir Yaakov, that he saw the image of his father. And that's how he strengthened himself. Okay, this will be the end of this Gadata that discusses how Yosef had the strength to get to not to be enticed by the wife of Potiphar, and he did not fall for her trap. She wanted to trap him to do sin, and he fought back. He didn't let himself. So this is all the psukim that Yaakov Avinu praised Yosef for this great act that he did not fall for Potiphar. In Rachel, even the visage of Rachel did he see. By the name of the shepherd, the flock of, that means Rachel. She was a shepherd. She was the shepherd of Israel, because she was himself a shepherd in the house of Lavan. Okay, this will be the end of Daf Ches Amud Aleph.